So we are backstage at the Echo Arena for the With Love From Liverpool charity fundraising gig. And we're joined by one of the main men himself, Mr. Dave Pichilingi from Sound City. Dave, tell us, how did you get involved with this? What is your role? Are you the main man in this?
Well, I got involved 2 weeks ago. No, I'm not the main man. There's a lot of people involved in this. You know, 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call from the mayor, just hitting us with this, what seemed like a crazy idea. Well, it seemed like a great idea. I said, yeah. He said, why don't you, will you help me put together a concert for the refugee crisis? And of course, we all were looking at how we could do something that was valid and we could help, I suppose, but not really knowing how we could do it. I said, yeah. So I just said yes immediately. And then he said, and it's in 2 weeks'
And that
time.
was where the crazy part came in.
That was where the crazy part came in. So it said, what, 2 weeks? We've got to do this in 2 weeks. That was on a Friday night. And of course, it was even less than 2 weeks because then we had to think about it then over the weekend. And then on the Monday, we announced it and we kind of got moving. So it was around about 12 days of kind of craziness of putting the whole thing together, really.
How did you do it, Dave? In terms of the lineup, it's a great lineup. Obviously, some of the bands must have been on the phone to you, or how does it work in terms of putting it all together?
We put a call to action out to our socials, and we had after about 48 hours, we had over 800 bands applied to play, and I would say about 90% of them were from the Liverpool City region. So I can't imagine any small cities, small countries being able to generate that kind of interest. So that was phenomenal. The difficult part then was telling them all we couldn't play. Because we only had space. I think we put 10 bands on the lineup tonight, really. So pretty much all the bands that are on tonight were part of that initial call to action. So they came through, really. We called a couple. There was others we spoke to that couldn't do it for one reason or another, and they've become part of this wonderful auction that we put together that we're announcing next week as well.
So this is a bit of an exclusive now. Tell us about this auction, how it's going to work, and how people can get involved.
We don't know how it's going to work. So
should we ask you in a few days?
No, but that's fine, because what we can tell you is there will be an auction. There's going to be an online auction. What we was going to do was do a raffle tonight of prize, and then when we started getting all these amazing prizes from all the bands that couldn't play, some really big names out there that couldn't play, that couldn't be here, we thought, this is kind of too good for the £5 raffle ticket, really, And so we thought, what's another way we can do this? So we've decided to do an online auction. It'll be announced through our With Love From Liverpool Facebook page sometime next week. And during that, we'll announce different prizes every single day, probably for a week, about the prize that's going to be there. The bit we don't know is how you're going to be able to win these prizes and how you'll bid, and whether it's legal actually to announce an auction over Facebook. So they're the bits we've got to work out.
I think it is legal. I think you can do it.
Well, there you go. You've answered one of our questions.
And obviously for this cause,
exactly.
I think anyone will just go with it.
So we've got some amazing things. Whether you saw Steven Gerrard's football boots, there's only 17 pairs of them in the world. Oh, wow. He's got 16 pairs because there were 17 pairs of boots made, one for every year he was at Anfield. We've got one pair of those boots.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he signed them, and they're going to be available for auction. We expect them to, they could fetch, we've been told, over £30,000 alone for that pair of boots, which is phenomenal.
All going to a really good cause.
Every single penny. It's like Bob Geldof, don't it? Every single penny is going to the British Red Cross. Straight to the problem, straight to the source of the problem.
Really quickly, Sound City 2016. How are you going to bigger and better it from this year? It's fantastic.
Well, we are. That's the challenge, isn't it? So we're already kind of looking. The last 2 weeks have been off because we've been focused on this, but we're already looking at who our headliners will be for next year. We've got a lot of surprises for next year. No artists yet. No. But you'll be the first to know what's going on. So we've got a lot of bands and artists that are on our hit list, shall we say? So our first announcement's the first week in November. So
first week in
get
November.
ready for that one.
City 2016. Make sure you're there as well this year.
I will. Absolutely.
Yeah, no family holidays.
I know. Sorry, family.
Well, like family.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for getting behind this.
Thanks for getting behind it as well. Really appreciate the support as well.
The work that you put into it and your guys at Sound City as well.
Everyone. The artists, absolutely everyone, including yourselves.
Dave, thank you, mate.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.